The next thing we need to do is click back on More. Then we're going to scroll down and go to Settings. Once we've clicked into that, we're going to select Checkout. We can see at the top there that it says Sales Tax. We're going to select that and make a new one if you do not already have one set up. After clicking the plus, this is where we can edit all of our information. I often like naming it something like Kentucky sales tax or dedicating it to the specific area the sales tax needs to be paid to. And then the percentage is where we dictate how much that sales tax is going to be. And we also need to make sure that box at the top where it says enabled is turned on and blue. For other settings, we also want to make sure that all taxable items and services is selected. It may default to showing select items, but that's not the option we want. And then we also want to make sure that custom amounts is turned on and blue. This will make sure that the tax gets applied to any amounts that the customer enters. In the pricing menu, you'll also notice that there's two options. We want to make sure Add Tax to Item Price is selected. Otherwise, we end up losing money because we still have to pay sales tax, even though it's not charging the customer. Once we've done those steps, we want to review, look over everything, and if we're confident with that choice, we'll click Save, and our new sales tax will show up in our list. Now we need to go back and make sure the sales tax can be used with the payment links. So we'll click More, and then we're going to scroll down, and we need to click into Settings, and then scroll down to Add-ons, and then click into Payment Links there. It's important we go to this spot specifically. Otherwise, if we click the Payment Links option that shows up in the first menu we reach, all that does is allow us to add or delete payment links that exist, not actually change the back-end settings. So we'll go back to Settings and then Add-ons at the bottom and click Payment Links. Now you can see that this page is different than the previous payment links page we were on, and we want to select sales taxes at the top. When we do that, we'll get to a page and we want to make sure Enable Sales Tax is turned on and blue. And if that isn't already checked, we'll click Save as well to make sure our changes are applied. If we're also setting up payment links for the first time, we want to make sure that payments at the very top is all set up appropriately. Those payments basically mean that in all the options we have for customers to check out which ones we're allowing them to use in the link. I personally like turning them all on to make sure that customers have as many options available to them as possible. Now that we've set everything up, to make our lives a little bit easier, we have another option in this More menu. If you scroll to the very bottom, there's a section called Customize. If we click into that, then it'll give us an option to change that bottom menu bar that shows across the entire app. Right now, I only like having my most essential things there for ease of access. But if you scroll down, we can add payment links. Now, if we click Save and we go back, you'll notice that the payment links option is no longer in the More menu list, but it's actually at the bottom panel of our screen. This could be helpful if you're not using Square as a point of sale for in-person transactions very often, and you want to have access to your links more easily. Now if we go back to that customized menu, you might have noticed that there are a few different options we can choose from to add to that menu, and you can customize that based on your personal preference. If you want to remove certain options, we can go back to that customize button, and when we click into that, we can click minus next to our list, and it'll remove it from that menu at the very bottom. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. In the next one, we're going to cover how to change the aesthetics of our payment links that customers will see, and how to set up our QR codes.